Todd Toback here, and I have a very different podcast slash video for you today because today I've got to admit that I was wrong. And I don't do this very, very often, except maybe to my wife, but I was absolutely wrong. And what am I wrong about is that I have been for years arguing with my colleagues who have been saying that wholesaling would eventually become illegal in the United States. So the reason why I got this is I got an email from one of my students and actually from someone on my marketing team that says, hey, 11 states now have restrictions on wholesaling. So either it's illegal to wholesale or portions of the business are illegal, or you have to, create this Frankenstein kind of combination of things to be able to wholesale in that state. And so one, state is a fluke. Two is kind of a coincidence. Three, your eyes open a little bit, but now we've got 11 states where wholesaling has become way more restrictive, right? You've got Ohio, you've got Pennsylvania, you have South Carolina, you've got Oklahoma, you've got some laws in Oregon. And so there's a trend, right? A wave that says, hey, you know what? The National Association of Realtors, right, is really, really pushing to get wholesaling banned here in the country. Now, why are they doing this, right? They are doing it because they believe that it's taking money out of their pocket. Now, I've got some really, really, really good news here, because this means that you are going to make a ton more money. Now, if you've been listening to me for any length of time, I love it when newbies do deals, for sure. And if I've helped you, hey, I think that's awesome. But this channel and this podcast really caters to people who are already doing business. And so if you're making money, or if you're worried about this, I got to tell you what, this could be the best news ever. So I'm going to give you some steps here to actually use this to make more money than you ever thought possible, because your competition may be eliminated. All right. So first step I would say is the sky is not falling. If there are no laws in your state that are restricting wholesaling, well, great, right? This law is maybe not applying to you. And I'm not going to get into all the specifics for each state, because really what I'm going to teach you today, you can do no matter what the laws are in your state in terms of how profitable you decide to make your deals, all right? Because really, we're going to get back to what really matters, all right? So first step is, yes, you always want to research the laws in your state and do the right thing, and you want to have an attorney who you can talk to and ask the right questions. And make sure, again, you have an attorney that says, hey, I know that you're an entrepreneur. I know that you like to make money. I want you to operate your business within the confines of the law. So I'm going to find out how you can operate, right? You don't want like a negative Nancy who's always telling you what you can't do. You want a good attorney that tells you what you can do. All right. So you make sure you have someone who you can call who understands the laws in your states. But again, you're looking for someone who is solution oriented, not telling you always what you can't do, right? Very, very, very important, of course, within the law. The second thing, though, is that you can look at this as, number one, a negative, right? Something to be scared of, or two, an opportunity, right? And so for me, man, I had one of my acquisition specialists say, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Wholesaling is going to be illegal. And, basically like really, really scared. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is going to completely eliminate your competition because of what I've taught you. Right? With all the skills that you've got, I'm going to show you how to make even more money. So that's the second thing. The third thing is what we're talking about here is people are talking about wholesaling, right? And that is the really the locking up of a contract and then selling that contract. I'm talking about assigning contracts or a concurrent close. But my view is this, is that if wholesaling is not illegal in your state, that's great, right? Don't worry about it. Continue business as usual. So I operate in California and in Florida and some other states where I've operated in Alabama, I've operated in Ohio, I've operated over in Las Vegas. And I got to tell you that this business is different in some states, but it's always the same. What are we trying to do? We are trying to help a seller by getting them out of a bad situation, right? By buying their house and giving them cash within a very, very short timeline with ultimate convenience, with as little stress as possible, right? And then helping them move on to the next phase of their lives. And as long as you can do that, you can make a lot of money. So if you can, number one, still wholesale in your state, great, keep doing it. But if you can't, or if you see legislation coming down in your state that you say, hey, you know what? I've got to be prepared for this. You got to be able to take down a property. What does that mean? It means that you got to be able to buy a property for cash, close on it, and resell it. Simple as that, right? Now, if you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I specialize in sales, in acquisition, in dealing with sellers, in doing big, fat, juicy deals. And so the first step to all of this is you got to negotiate big, fat, huge deals. Why? Because if you negotiate a big, fat, juicy, honkin', profitable deal, your risk for buying it will go through the floor, right? Very, 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 very low risk if you buy it right. And if you have a good deal, you will be able to find money for that deal very, very, very easily, right? Money flows to really good deals. So you should be prepared for that. So if you have not bought the No Limit Selling System, right, what are you waiting for? The price is embarrassing. Check that out, NoLimitSalesSystem.com. It is single-handedly the best system for negotiating with motivated sellers. You'll negotiate huge deals, compress timelines, have a lot more fun talking to sellers, completely obliterate your fear of negotiation, and really get rid of all the time wasters, right? Who the heck wants to do that, right? So go check that out, No Limit Sales System. So number one is that you got to reduce your risk by negotiating big, fat, juicy deals, huge deals. And if wholesaling becomes illegal in your state, that will become even easier, because this may knock out a lot of your competition, right? Fear will take over. Lack of knowledge will take over. Emotion will take over, where you are calm, you're steady, you adapt, and you know what's up. You listen to this channel. So if you have to take down a deal, right, AKA buy it, you will not be scared to do that. Next is, you're like, Todd, where will I find the money? You want to start looking for money right now. Okay, what I mean by money is you want friends, you want family, you want relatives, you want people who have money sitting around to be able to invest in your deals. I can make a whole nother video on how to raise money. It is very, very easy to do with people who you know, who can invest. But there are also a lot of hard money companies out there who will give you money for your deals. So you want to have that lined up and ready to go. Now, I got to tell you, this is a very weird market, and this may change, right? But right now, because of the cost of acquisition and the current market climate, I've taught all of my clients right now, at least the last 18 months, to do less deals, but do bigger deals, right? Less deals, but bigger deals. And their profit margins are huge. They're taking home a lot of money. And so I am continuing to recommend that. So if you are doing 18 deals a year at 50K a pop, that's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. You're making $1 million a year. If you're doing 24 deals a year at 50K a pop, that's more, right? I have students who are doing 100, 150, 200, $250,000 each. And so I want you to understand that is possible for you. And so ignore the noise, right? For me, for my joint venture partners who I partner with, for my acquisition specialist, I'm like, look, keep focused. Drown out the noise. If wholesaling is legal in your state, keep wholesaling. If you see it that it's inevitably going to become illegal in your state, or that the trend is that it's going to become illegal, number one, no matter what you're doing, learn how to negotiate. Buy the No Limit Selling System. Get really good leads, right? By the way, check out fastsellerleads.com. The next thing is understand that a lot of your competition is going to get distracted by this, scared by this, and they're not going to know the facts. So I'm going to tell you, number one, know the facts. Number two, talk to your attorney to understand those facts. Number three, negotiate big, honkin', fat, juicy, profitable deals so that you're going to lower your risk, so that if wholesaling becomes illegal in your state or too restrictive, that you can take down a deal and completely comply with the law, right? And now you don't have to worry about if wholesaling is illegal or not, because now you are actually just buying a property, and that is not quote unquote wholesaling it, because you're actually buying it and closing on it and then reselling it, right? For me, I only like to do that on big fat profitable deals that I buy 40, 50 cents on the door. And the last thing is understand that this is an opportunity. It's not a threat. It's a threat to your competitors, but not to you. All right, so keep a straight head, keep a clear mind, negotiate, prepare, buy some deals. And I want to see your next $100,000 check. Actually, even better, a wire that you didn't have to go to the title company for, hit your bank account, right? Screenshot it to me and hit me up on Instagram at Todd Toback. Love to hear from you. Love your success stories, and stay sharp. Talk to you soon.